I dub thee a nerdy knight of the round, sworn defenders of all who oppress the nerd. Now, on to the round table. Listen to what they say, for their words will guide you.
It's another nerdy night as my round table joins me, Ben, the Ridiculous Riddick, as we do things you wouldn't believe we can do on a podcast. Joining me at my round table is a man who can confirm Half-Life 3, Sam Chen.
It's real. For pre-order on nkrn.org, just send $200 to djfluffkins@gmail.com.
There we go. That's how it works. And you won't believe what Chris Buonanni does during Topic 3.
It's crazier than the end of the Packers-Cardinals game.
Absolutely.
No way!
Whoa!
Yes.
Guys,
Yes.
you'll never believe what happens on this show, but before we get into it, let's talk Active Quest Lines. For those that are new to the Nerdy Nights radio show, Active Quest Lines is where we talk about the nerdy things we've been doing for the last week. And I always like to start with our guest, Chris. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
I don't know. That's what I just asked you, Chris.
So I have been doing a few nerdy things. I would say the most fun thing that I've been doing has been watching TV.
Yes!
Yeah, there are two new shows coming out. One is actually coming up. It's previewing technically on the 25th, even though they did a preview earlier. The Magicians is going to be on Sci-Fi.
How was it?
It is great. It's a Lev Grossman. It's a series. It's a trilogy of novels. It's kind of a adult version of the Chronicles of Narnia meets Harry Potter.
Yeah, I could
meets
get behind
drugs.
Meets drugs.
and seriously, it's basically the Chronicles of Narnia on drugs with Harry Potter.
They are really good books. You turned them on to me
Yes.
months ago.
Turned them on to me?
Yeah, you know what?
Turned me on to them?
No, I turned them on to him. I introduced the books to him and then kind of rubbed them on him a little bit. You know,
They went on a couple of dates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
No, they're very good. The first one I found to be a little slow in the beginning, but once I got past a certain point, it was just like I couldn't put it down. So absolutely great books, and I'm kind of excited to see the show. So I'm glad.
And they've done it. The first episode, like I said, is there. It's a 2-hour kind of preview, and they're going to replay it on the 25th, and it's really, really good. They did it very well.
Awesome.
And then the other one show
the
that
sci-fi one?
Yeah,
that's the one on Sci-Fi. Yeah, the other one is actually in the weirdest spot ever, MTV, which you'd never think for like hard sci-fi show.
you'll never believe what's on MTV now.
The Shannara Chronicles. Now again, you go MTV seriously for sci-fi, but it's being directed by you know who? Does anyone guess who's directing the Shannara Chronicles?
Nope.
He directed Iron Man.
Oh, Jon Favreau?
Yes.
Really?
He directed it. He's directing the Shannara Chronicles, and it's like a passion project.
Oh, and there's 4 episodes out already.
No, just 2 episodes out. There's 2 full episodes out, and then those 2 episodes have like a redo where it's the episode with pop-up video.
Oh, great MTV.
Oh, because
No. Let me explain. It sounds horrible, but it's amazing. So you can watch it, and then when you watch it again, it's not actually pop-up video, but it's basically the same concept. At the bottom of the screen, as it goes, they give you kind of a behind-the-scenes information on it as it goes on. Gotcha. So I kind of watched the first episode, and then I watched the redo of it, and it was great because you had this it's the intro of the whole show, and then it said these books are based on Terry Goodkind. The books are set in a post-apocalyptic, northwestern United States. So kind of for people who have no idea what the books are. Gotcha. And then it talks about this actress was the first person cast. she loved the books growing up, and when she got on set, she cried because of how beautiful the set was. Like,
Yeah,
it's things like that.
that's cool, but
Yeah. But it's not the first
necessary.
playthrough; it's the second playthrough.
Okay, well that's
so it's
good.
kind of like a director's commentary of it,
All
but
right.
it's running like the next night.
Gotcha.
It's kind of cool. I actually really enjoyed that they're doing that. So it's been that's been my like my nerdy active quest going on right now.
Excellent. Sam, how about you?
See, I feel like active quests for me now are like, what is Sam binging this week?
Yeah, no kidding.
So I finished Narcos last week, but I am currently watching through Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Which, if any of you have no idea what Brooklyn Nine-Nine are, it's a kind of like a crime comedy brought to you by Andy Samberg.
Yes, it's essentially the cop version.
Didn't
of The
he
Office.
win like an Emmy or something for it?
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's possible.
last year it won
Last year.
an Emmy or two.
Yeah, I mean, originally I was very, very opposed to it because it was kind of along the lines of, for me, like, do I really want to watch what Andy Samberg does on SNL in a, like, half-hour long series? Like, I thought the digital shorts the shorts and everything he does is great. I just didn't think it would carry through for a half-hour show.
Right.
And luckily, that's not really what it is, right? And so I think that made it more appealing. It's been pretty highly rated by both friends and critics, and I was going to say, it's great. You should watch some of it. It's really funny. I really like Terry Crews. I just think he's probably like, I don't know, he's probably my favorite like big muscular dude that I've like seen on TV. I feel like most of the time most of the time they're so like,
You heard it here first. Sam likes big muscular dudes on TV.
No, I just feel like most of the time you get someone like that on TV, and it's just like action.
Mm-hmm.
Where like you get him who does like comedy and he does it well, and it's just really
Terry Crews, I mean, he's been funny for a long time. So
yeah.
He's good at that. He was funny when he in the what was the movies that are still going on with Stallone, the Expendables.
The Expendables, yeah.
Yeah.
You won't believe what Sam says tonight about muscular dudes.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Yes.
I like
That's what this entire episode is going to be. It's going to be clickbait.
All right, Ben. From muscular dudes to puppy videos, what have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Well, we know
I made a New Year's resolution to get to 25 platinums this year. And honestly, at the rate that I'm going to get to 25 platinums by the end of February, because I've gotten 3 platinum trophies in just the last, like, I got 3 platinum trophies in a 24-hour time span.
Well, yeah, but now, are those games from scratch? Or are those games that you already had?
Tales from Borderlands and the Game of Thrones Telltale game were both from scratch.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like a super hard game to go through.
What are the trophies in those games?
Yeah, it's play the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So even I could do it.
Yes, you could. And then I also sat down and really buckled down on getting the Rocket League Platinum. And I had 12 trophies left to get. And I just sat down and like really worked on those. And then I got to the point where it was just one trophy left. And it was drive 500 kilometers on one set of wheels.
So you just had to keep going.
No. So what I did was I took a little like couple of these rubber bands.
Yes, you did it.
Hooked them up onto my controller and then went to bed. And then when I woke up in the morning,
that's old school. That's old school though. I give you props for the old school.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know, rubber band, that's pretty new school. I think I just leaned it against stuff.
I put a book. But that was back then. Like the controller on your chest right there.
I did.
Right here. See, back in the day, the Super NES controller, you had to lean a really heavy book on the like the up button and then the A button so that you could farm Final Fantasy III.
Mm-hmm.
You could farm the Earthquake villains. and just farm them for like unlimited XP. That was some old school stuff right there.
See, I did that kind of stuff in pretty much all the Fallout and Elder Scrolls games, where I would just level up my sneak in like a bar and just have my character walking into a corner and then just watch TV for a few hours and then come back and it's like, oh, you leveled up 800 times. Cool. And then essentially I could run and no one would see me because my sneak level was so high.
You know, you guys need to have buttons that we can push for the shame button from Game of Thrones. It's shame, ding, ding.
Yeah, I don't care. So yeah, and then my next platinums that I'm going to work on are Grim Fandango and Borderlands 2.
There you go.
So, and then I'm always working on the Persona Platinum because Sam seems to think that he's going to somehow get that Platinum trophy before me.
I don't think it. I just think it would be funny if I did.
Yeah, hilarious. I think both Recruit and I would cry.
You know how much shame you would have if I did?
I know. That's why.
You would go cry in a corner.
Yeah, it's just going to be like when you play through the game, Sam. Both Recruit and I were talking about this while playing another game. We will both cry if you get the Reset trophy on like just one playthrough without even trying.
Okay, I mean, like, so here's my question: if I play this and I try, like, is it cheating if I like look at a guide on how to get these trophies?
No,
because I have no idea what it entails. But like, I will say I'm not.
Well, otherwise, there's no way he's going to get the platinum trophies for everything.
Yeah, no.
Without looking at a guide.
Well,
I will say for Persona, I do
not have a life.
playing it at your own playthrough the first time, and then using a guide the second time.
Yeah, okay.
Because
that's not happening.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: you can't do the platinum in one playthrough. So,
how much of the second playthrough do you need to do? Do you need to
whole
completely finish the playthrough?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, fuck that.
The second playthrough is a lot faster.
See, Sam.
Oh, is it like a new game plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is where and this is Ben's my polar opposite on this. I could give a flying beep about trophies.
You know, I want to do an entire show about trophies one day, but we need to. I want to get into our first topic.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Topic one.
Topic number one.
It should be Ben is beeping trophies.
Yes, that's it.
See if people click on it.
Yeah, there we go. Topic one is clickbait. Don't do it now. No. So,
whatever you do, don't click this right this second.
So over the last couple of weeks, there's been an article going around, and Chris can kind of back me up on this. Sam can probably too. And it's BuzzFeed did it. No, Huffington Post did it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And it's 40 major plot holes in Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I saw it.
It made me want to rip my hair out.
Yep.
First off,
Felt the same way.
after reading the headline, it's one of those things when I read clickbait, I don't usually want to read anything that's clickbaity, but if I do, I always go into private browsing. So they don't get the actual click for it.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
Yeah. I hate clickbait is the worst.
It's so god awful, and it's like especially
we talked about how bad that article was too.
Yeah, like this article was.
Like they said,
there were no plot holes. It was just
like The Force Awakens. I didn't see anyone sleeping in the movie.
Yeah.
Like that's like plot hole number one. No one woke up during the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you?
It was infuriating. Like, it was literally like someone had never seen the movie and was just told about the movie. Like, I sit here and I tell you the entire plot of the Star Wars in 15 minutes. And just so you know, there were 40 plot holes in the article, supposedly. And, you know, reading through them, I could see the argument for maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like the way I thought about it, the reason I clicked on it was because I legitimately thought there were a few plot holes or plot devices that weren't like fleshed out, which, to be fair, I think is by design for a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, this could be interesting. And then it was like, nope, fuck you.
It's also a Star Wars movie. It's not like it's supposed to be fun, and there's supposed to be spots where it's specifically ambiguous so that you can fill it in.
Yeah.
So like it's the whole purpose of them. But that's a whole nother topic. But clickbait.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to be like, all right.
Now here's what I've seen.
Think about
that article. Let me explain. Let me just say this, Ben. I've seen that article redone.
Oh yeah.
Where when you click on it, you don't just click. See, because here's the problem: is you click it, and you don't get a list of 40 items.
No.
You click, and it's one item
and you
surrounded by ads, and then another pop-up ad comes in the middle of it. You have to click off the pop-up ad to read what it is, and then there's a next. But that green next is next. Its next window will take you to the advertisement. And if you scroll below this, there's a button that says, maybe this will take you over to the next one, maybe not. And then at the very bottom, there's a little blue arrow. And you go, oh, that's the one you're supposed to click. And then it takes you to the number 2.
Yep.
And you repeat the same freaking process again.
Yep.
Holy shit, those articles are the worst invention ever. And South Park did an entire episode, by the way, or a whole series of episodes.
Basically was about
that. This because it's so bad. And Facebook, by the way, is becoming notoriously bad for it.
Oh, Facebook is like the worst when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But
it's moving into our gaming articles as well.
So here's my question. What is more offensive to you? Clickbait articles or native advertising?
I use ad blocks, so I don't often notice native advertising.
No, native advertising as in like it's an advertorial.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
like it's really an ad, but it seems like it's not an ad.
Page of Yahoo, and there's like, Peyton Manning and the Broncos, blah blah blah, war in the Middle East, blah blah blah, and then something like, and then it's news article, and then one of this it looks like a news article, but it's really an ad to sell you a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next thing's the news article. But it's set up, it's font, everything looks just like the news article. And it reads exactly like the news article.
Yeah.
The thing is, I haven't seen those on gaming websites.
Not yet. I mean,
Not yet. I have seen the clickbait, though, on gaming websites. And that's because this is for gamers that we're talking, and, how much it affects us. And our lives, because quite frankly, most of us probably don't hang out on the Yahoo front page. Hopefully, if we do, we do. But they both infuriate me. Clickbait, though, you usually know what you're getting into by the article name.
Oh yeah.
And native advertising, they actually do say now when you look at it, if you look at the underneath, it'll actually say advertisement. It has to. I think there's something now where it has to say in the description on the webpage that says the words advertisement. So you can usually avoid it. So to me, clickbait is actually worse than those.
I do agree. I think clickbait is by far worse than...
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, and here's the thing. I think I'm like torn about some of it so when I first started here in the job I have now, which is in digital media, like, BuzzFeed came to our company and tried to pitch us on like, $250,000 ad spend with them to do this kind of work. And like, it really kind of made me go back and be like, hey, remember when I clicked that BuzzFeed listicle about public subs and how much I love public subs? Like, I realized it's all an ad now. And like, it's offensive. It's offensive. Yeah. Like, screw you, Publix. Get fans to make these lists. But no, BuzzFeed.
Yeah, it's advertising.
I mean, it's a good business model. People click on it.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely do. I think that's a huge that's the problem.
Because of ad blocking software, it's exactly what it's really funny. It's exactly what South Park we're talking about. The ads have evolved.
Yeah,
they keep evolving because you stopped the spam You stop this. So now they're becoming insidious. Now they have to disguise themselves as news articles. Now they have to disguise themselves. Now, my favorite thing is I know what you're saying with native advertising, but to me, when I hear native advertising, the thing that pops in my head is advertising. Like if right there you were holding up a cup that said Coca-Cola, or Starbucks, is the advertising that goes on inside
God
of
damn, that's
shows.
So product placement.
Yeah, the product placement stuff. It still kills me that they're driving brand new, Toyotas in The Walking Dead. Like Toyota is still rolling them off the factory line in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Toyota, we don't let our workers stop for anything, even the zombie apocalypse.
I mean, the thing is, like, I was okay with it
because they employ zombies.
I was okay with it in some stuff, but like in other stuff, it's so just in your face. Like
what was I watching? I was watching. You remember Suits?
Yeah.
The show Suits. They used to Lexus had advertising with them, and every once in a while they would get picked up on the street. Somebody would like pull up in like a Lexus, and they would get in the Lexus, and then for like a half a second they would pan through the Lexus, and it's like leather this, like, oh, this is a nice car. Yeah, it's pretty nice, isn't it? You'll get one of these if you work hard one day. Yeah, I know I will. And then they drive along.
Oh,
and
they did the same thing in the TV show Psych.
Yes,
for the
Psych,
Prius. Except, I mean, they were absolutely 100% making fun of the fact that they were doing it.
Yes,
which was great. It's like they would sit in the car and they'd be like, "Oh man, look, it's a Prius. What kind of gas mileage do you get on this, Gus?"
Yeah,
what, Sean.
But the advertisement like that is almost okay because it just moves quickly through, and you're like, "Yep, you paid your advertisers." I don't like it when it shows up completely jarring. Like The Walking Dead really bothers the snot out of me. Yeah, see, there's somebody agreeing with me in the background.
Bothers the snot out of dogs too.
See, there you go. It doesn't belong.
Yeah. Crute in the chat says clickbait almost the same level as microtransactions.
Almost. It's easier to ignore microtransactions. No. Like I remember there was an episode of Alias, and they break into the parking garage, and someone is driving away. So they need to like get in another car.
So as much as I want to talk about this, I want to talk about clickbait, which is our topic.
Yeah.
As opposed to advertisements in TV shows. Sorry, Sam.
I derailed it.
I mean, here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. I am on this website right now, okay? And it is a website that you click a button and it generates a random clickbait headline. And it says here, "Journalists!" exclamation. "We've made a tool to generate article ideas. Feel free to use any of them for your lovely websites. Let's click another. A woman tries to swap 50p for a hedgehog. The reason why will make you cry." It's like, oh my god, there's a website that is literally just making up stupid ideas. Yes, I realized that after I read it. It was pence.
So there's an entire website dedicated to creating clickbait topics.
Yeah, okay, this video will prove you've been buying ham wrong your entire life.
I would watch that video. I would watch that video.
Click on that
one. This is what I'm going to call this episode of Nerdy Nights Radio.
Okay, so have you noticed that the news is now clickbait?
Oh,
like the actual news, like Channel 9 News, their headlines are all clickbait headlines.
Yeah,
and so clickbait just like took from the news, I think, and realized that, oh, we need to do that too, and became that.
Well, it's like that. I don't remember what comedian it was, but there was a comedian that would talk about how news would do this just like 10 years ago, where it's like, well, looks like St. Louis is in for some terrible rain. Will you get flooded out of house and home? Find out after these messages. And then it comes back and they're like, no, but here's the rain forecast for the next week.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, it's been going on, and it's just, now it's entered like MySpace, not MySpace, but MySpace on the computer, and even more annoying, I can't go on Facebook without seeing like 50 people posting random clickbaity.
Oh, and then the
things.
like we all clicked on it the other day with the what was your Star Wars month birth year
Nope.
thing?
Oh,
I
God.
don't click that.
And then you click those, and they just are data mining your Facebook profile if you actually do something with them.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
want
yeah.
to access your, and it's like a list of everything on Facebook that it needs to access to actually use. And it's like, we want to access your everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, please give us permission. And it's like, no, I'm just going to leave now.
Yeah, I definitely don't do that anymore.
I don't use any of those. Oh, and make sure you go through and delete all of that stuff out of your Facebook, just as an FYI to everyone. And you can do the same thing by going in incognito mode in Chrome or whatever secret mode you want.
Private browsing is just
private browsing.
Yeah.
You can do that and prevent a lot of that stuff, but you still need there's a lot of ways to kind of prevent the internet from gathering up all of your data.
So
Yeah,
I've kind of already like mentioned I always go into incognito mode, or I just completely I try to bypass giving clickbait the benefit of my click. Do you guys ever do anything like that for clickbaity things?
Okay, so here's my problem. Working in digital advertising, you can't do that for most of your stuff. Like you can, but sometimes you're blocking your own ads, and so you don't know when your ad is running,
Right.
which makes it difficult. I will say this though, to the point of blocking stuff like that, and this is more work than anything, but it's worth it if you actually care. There is a Chrome extension called Ghostery, Ghost ERY, and it literally, when you load a website, it will tell you all of the tracking pixels that are on that website, and you can block them manually. You can automatically block them, but you have to select each one to get it out of your to get it out, and it should do it across all different things. And so that sort of stuff is really interesting if you really if you want to do it without incognito mode, mainly because there's sometimes it's useful to have things tracked, right?
Yeah.
Just not you.
If you have preferences for whatever, something that you go to all the time, something that you want them to have your preferences, that's okay. I happen to know I like it. I like them to know my favorite football teams. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Know my favorite football teams. I don't mind. I don't want to hear about the freaking, the San Francisco teams. I don't care about any team out there. Sorry.
It'll also shock you how much there really is on a lot of stuff.
So
but
Sam, we're talking about all of these websites kind of data mining and getting information on our internet life. Your topic for this week has a lot to do with this. So why don't you explain your topic?
So my topic very broadly is kind of securing your digital life. So this idea right now of, we saw last year all the chaos that this Ashley Madison hack did.
Yep.
And the thing is, I don't know how many people know, but Adobe was the victim of a hack a long time ago, in 2013, and I think 15 million passwords got revealed within that hack.
Don't forget the Sony PlayStation hack.
Yep. Yeah.
That knocked down the PlayStation Network for 3 months.
Well, and before that, all the credit card information from PlayStation.
Well, yeah. Well, that all happened at the same time.
Yeah,
there was one before that.
It was
and
the
that
same
happened
hack.
again.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah, that's true. But no, basically, what are some things that people should be doing to make themselves more kind of private online? And I don't think it's even about sharing information. So
here's my first tip: don't start a podcast, and don't put your name everywhere on the internet.
Oops.
Wait a second, guys, we're doing it wrong.
Yep.
So Sam, no, you go ahead and tell me.
Well, I think the first thing that everyone tells everyone is don't use the same password for everything, which is very good advice. But I will say here are some of the things that like I feel comfortable with. I know it's not 100% the most secure version of this, but it is more secure than probably what you're doing if you don't have it. So my first example is two-factor authentication. It's gotten pretty smart in the way some services identify whether it's really you logging in or not. But basically, it's just some other method of telling you, of trying to verify who you are. So, for example, Facebook has it where they've got this code generator in the app or on the site online. So if you log in somewhere weird, you have to go to this app and punch in 6 additional numbers.
Or they'll like text it to you or something like that.
Yeah, different companies will text, like Apple will text it to you. Your Gmail account is a prime example, and I think for me, I understand the pain of it, right? Because there's some accounts that you just need to log in on a regular basis. Like if I'm somewhere and I need to get into my Gmail account and I don't have my phone, like I need to get into my Gmail account. So for things like that, I think it's okay. It's okay if you have the two-factor authentication set up as an authenticator, which is people playing WoW know what an authenticator is. But they have things like that now that you can do for Google. So you can go ahead and secure your password with something that's easy for you to remember how to type in, but then doubly secure it with this two-factor authentication, so no one can hack you. Because I think I had someone steal my iMac about 2 years ago, actually probably 3 years ago now, and that was the thing I was most afraid of. Like my iMac auto logs in.
Yep.
My Chrome browser has everything on it. Like, yeah, they would see a different IP, but like, damn, they could wreak havoc on my life with all the information they have there.
Well, yeah, and then don't forget the keychain system on the older Macs. You didn't always have to type in a password to open up your keychain. So depending on what kind of iMac you had, you could have been screwed out of pretty much all the passwords for anything that you use that you hit saved password for on any app. So, I mean, that kind of stuff is something I find to be insane.
Yeah. And so I think to riff off that point, I've recently paid a license for a password manager. I'm using 1Password. LastPass is also a really popular one, although LastPass got hacked last year, ironically. Hashed passwords, so it wasn't plain text, so it wasn't that easy to get past your stuff. But essentially now, like, I think what I went through, the first thing I did when I got the password managers, I went through and two-factor authenticated all of my accounts, because the thing I was really worried about two-factor is if I lost my phone, I would lose all of those codes.
Yeah.
Now with this, I back up the two-factor computations, and I could retrieve them kind of on demand because they're in the cloud. So I'm less worried about the fact that like there are some accounts that I have to secure that way. But then I went on like all of the like random websites I have saved passwords online and changed them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so 1Password makes it really easy. Like, you click this drop down.
I love 1Password.
It generates it for you. It saves it for you.
Yep.
It's even easy on your phone to do it.
Yeah.
And so now, like, because that's the thing. Like, I don't think we're ever going to see a problem where Facebook gets hacked and you lose all your password information because someone hacks Facebook. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like, randombowties.com that you like bought a bow tie once from, or I don't, bad examples, but it's going to be the one-off like forum sites. I remember, I don't know, back when forums were a lot more popular than they are now. Like, if you managed a forum, like, you could see everyone's password.
Oh yeah,
like it was no encryption.
So, Sam, what you're trying to say here, because you're saying a lot of stuff, and I think two things here. People that are already savvy enough to follow everything you just said probably already do that. So let me just kind of, for people that don't do this already, let me just sum it up for what you're saying. Because you're talking about securing your digital life. So here's the big take from this. Don't use the same password that you use for important websites on random, crappy, shitty websites.
Yeah.
So don't use your bank account website password to go to Random Bowties RS website. Do not use the same password.
Wait.
Your
So which is
Facebook
better,
password
randombowties.com or randombowties.rs?
doesn't matter. Your Facebook password does not need to be the same password that you use for your credit cards. Is the big thing. Is if you're and that's what I think people have to make sure is that if you're going to use 1 or 2 passwords, because that's what most people will do, period, is make sure that you use, if you're going to do it, you have a throwaway crappy password for your crappy websites that you do not give a crap about, and your crappy email that you've set up for all of those crappy websites that you do not give a crap about. And then you have one very good very good password that is 2-factor authenticated on a website. Like, everything else runs through one other one. Now, yes, you should not do that, but most people will probably wind up doing that.
It's a good compromise. It's like a middle ground.
There's a compromise. The easiest thing to do, yes, get a password manager, use it. But for the people who won't do it, crappy throwaway stuff, secure. Make sure you make it in your head. You always have that. That's it.
And I do have to say also, to Sam's point, like everything you're saying, absolutely, like that makes absolute sense, because for things like Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, I just come up with my own password. But for things like my bank account, my health insurance, all of that, I use a password generator and all of that sort of stuff to make sure that, that is
those, it's
good.
Like you don't ever have to just have it.
But at the same time,
some crazy, complicated one.
Exactly, but at the same time, it is so easy now to have something that manages your passwords.
Oh yeah, no,
There's not really a good excuse to not be securing your digital life like that.
And I think that's the point. It's like I was waiting for 1Password to go on sale, so I've been waiting a while, but it is so much easier for me to do everything now. So, like, for example, credit cards. I now store my credit cards in 1Pass because it's pretty secure. And so when I need to fill out something online, I don't need to go get my credit card. I unlock my 1Password account and get it to put it all in for me. And I feel 100% secure that my.
How much is that, by the way? Is it yearly or is it?
No, it's one time from a version standpoint, but they're usually pretty liberal about version upgrades. So, and it's one license. You pay for one license per type of computer. So, if I bought a Mac license, I am allowed to use it on as many Macs as I own.
Right, but you can't then use it on a
But I won't be able to use it on Windows. So I went and got both because I have the Surface, and then I paid for some upgraded features on the phone. So all in all, it was like $50 total, but it was definitely worth it. Like,
that's not bad for two different.
And I mean, it's usually $50 for the one, but you got it on sale. You said, Sam.
Yeah. Their holiday sale was like 20 to 30% off.
Yeah,
so,
which is awesome.
No, that's not bad.
I will say before we close out, one of the other things that I think is really important if you are a traveler and you like to be mobile and portable is get access to a VPN. Pay for a VPN. I know.
So explain what a VPN is.
So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Basically what happens is you reroute all of your traffic through a private server, which makes it so no one can see really where you are. So I can connect to a server in LA and I can be anywhere in the US or around the world and it'll think I'm in LA. Traffic to and from the server is encrypted. So there's no quick way for someone to just figure out what I'm sending. So the prime example of that is you go to your local coffee shop that's not a Starbucks and you log on, coffee shop free Wi-Fi network. Someone else can sit on that network and sniff your data. And if it's not encrypted, God forbid, sometime you log into an account on randombowties.com and you send an unencrypted password over.
If that's an actual website,
it's not. I tried.
Yeah, so they could send an unencrypted password
I'm not
over.
buying that domain right now, Mike. There's no reason to have that.
So basically, a VPN will let you secure that
Yeah.
traffic. It also helps you, like, if you're a torrenter and you're a downloader, you could use a VPN to kind of hide your traffic. So those of you who download things and then your ISP comes back and says, "We caught you downloading this porn movie," that won't happen again if you use a VPN. And at least some of the ones that are out there right now are extremely fast. Like, I get 70 down, 20 up on a VPN connection. So it's great for, like, basically anytime you're in public. And if you didn't see, some of the Netflix was doing, like, when Netflix opened in a bunch of the countries during CES, you were able to log in from other countries and get access to their stuff. And then they shut it down, but they only really shut it down for free VPN services. So, like, I've tried logging into mine, and I can get, like, the Japanese shows and the Korean shows. It's actually kind of cool. No English subtitles, though. That kind of sucks.
Well, there you go. And now we know all about our digital hives.
Yes. Browse. I will one quick thing to Ben's point before about clickbait and tracking online. I will say this: I used DuckDuckGo, which is the Google without any tracking, and I used it for about a day because it's miserable.
Is it really?
It is so much easier when Google knows something, when your search engine knows something about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Your results are 100%.
That's what I was saying earlier. I want my search engines to know some stuff about me. It's okay. It helps a ton.
Yeah, I mean, everything about it is good. It's just the way that marketers use it that's bad.
Yeah, well, it's the data mining. Like, it's that they sell the data to them.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it an issue. If they just had the data to help me with my browsing, but I understand that's how they make money. So, you know,
well, I mean, it's as bad as to say we had to make the choice not to do this at work. But we had a system set up where, let's say you started to type in your email address in one of our online forms and you didn't finish, and you didn't finish the form, you didn't finish payment. I could take that email address that you never submitted to me and use it to market to you. Like, the technology is there for that. Mm-hmm. That's fucking scary.
I have a friend who, and it sounds like a internet like a myth, like something Mythbusters would check, but not really. But it actually does happen. Target, he found out that his wife was pregnant from Target.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing
there's a Target executive
stuff like that.
Oh, no. There was a Target executive where it was the daughter, but something like that.
Because Target started sending coupons for maternity stuff and for baby stuff to them. Found out that his daughter was pregnant. Yeah, because of the marketing. All about internet searches. Gotta love it.
Yep.
Don't search for things online, people.
Or use private browsing.
Yeah. So, can we talk about a video game?
If we can talk about a video game, I would really love to talk about a video game.
Because, I mean, we've been talking about computer stuff, but it seems like it's like that last topic was so depressing. It was like, now can we talk about the end of the world and shooting things?
Yes, let's talk about something less depressing. The end of the world. And my pessimism, of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We'll get there. Chris, tell us about your topic, please.
All right. So my topic is, we've got a little bit before it opens up, but the Division beta is opening up soon. I'm on the list.
You are?
Yeah, so am
I. Is there anywhere I can get a beta key?
If you had pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, you didn't pre-order it, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, it is pre-ordered.
So this is what you do. You go on Amazon, you pre-order the game until you get the beta code, and then you cancel the pre-order.
Oh.
That's what I do for every video
So Chris, what
game.
did you do? You actually pre-ordered the game?
Yes.
Okay. But we only get one beta key for that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I do Ben's thing, then we can both play.
Should be able to.
I don't know if they're still giving away betas with pre-orders.
I mean, I logged into the site today and it said they were, but I don't.
Well, anyhow,
Okay,
let's
keep
talk
talking. Keep
let's
talking.
talk
I'll figure this out.
no, let's just talk about this. We'll go through that later. Let's talk about the division.
No.
Ben doesn't need his beta key anyway, since he's pessimistic
Oh,
about
that's
it. I
right.
guess.
Just give me your beta key.
No, I'm still going to play it.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming
it's
you
free.
used PS4, right? Or did you use 360?
PS4.
Or Xbox One, sorry.
PS4.
Okay.
So the division, the debate is opening up, and it's going to be great. I'm not going to get to play that much of it because of school, but I am looking forward to this game so much more
20.
now that I have seen the footage from the beta that people have been leaking. That was allowed, thank God, by by Ubisoft. They actually allowed the people to put the footage out there. People are talking about it, talking about what what their experiences are with it, and everything is kind of lined up with what I expected. It is more MMO than it is shooter, but it's still an MMO
That's
shooter.
what I just said.
What?
No, not you, Chris. Sorry.
Okay. So it is very Destiny-like in that regard.
You mean in the fact that a lot of people liked the beta and alpha, and then the game came out, and a lot of people hated it?
Even though you loved it?
Oh,
So-
no, I know, I loved it. I'm not.
And everyone loved it?
No,
You mean the game that
Critically,
everyone
it was
hated,
I'm sorry.
even though it was like it still was like the number one game forever? Look, the game's awesome. It looks awesome. It looks pretty, even though it's gritty and dirty, but it looks great. The way it's set up right now, you've got squads of 3. For anyone who doesn't know, it's basically set after a pathogen is released. It's set in New York. You've got you are part of the division, which is a unit that's been activated to help contain it, help restore order to the city. And your job is basically to go out and kind of bring order to the city and whatever, and move through the story. So you have a single player, which can also be co-opt, and max team of 3. There are 3 classes, quote unquote, in the game. Which,
Even though
by the
there's
way,
not really classes.
there's not really like I said, quote unquote. You go into all 3. You're not actually locked into a specific class, so that's where it's not like Destiny. So you're not,
And it's pretty cool how they're doing that, right? So they're basically letting you reallocate your skill points at any time.
You mean like
Your specialization.
RPGs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah. They let you respec, which is good.
Uh,
But and then you have gear. They're making everything so that your gear, your weapons, and your backpack, it looks like, is where most of your stats are going to be contained. Your like jacket, helmet, and all that kind of stuff are going to be more for visuals as opposed to actual stats, so that you can look how you want to look while you're running around. So you don't have to be wearing, if you want to not be able to die to a gas attack, you don't have to actually wear a gas mask the entire time, or whatever it is.
You got cool emotes.
Yes, they have a lot of emotes and stuff like that, which is fun. The darkness zone, from what I've seen, looks great. Or looks great. The big PvP looks fun. Having where you are, you're flagged for, it looks like 200 seconds was the average time after you start shooting somebody.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 200 seconds. You do respawn, which is nice. You're tagged. You're flagged for PvP for 200 seconds. You've got to go run and hide if you can go run and hide. It just looks fun. The impressions are great. There's a whole bunch of stuff all over YouTube about it, so there's plenty of videos to watch. I watched one video with some depressing British people who the entire time bitch and whine. And then at the end are like, oh no, I'm playing it. It's exactly what I wanted. At the end of bitching and whining for 15 minutes, they're like, no, it's exactly what I was looking forward to. And I'm like, you're stupid. And then the next review is actually a group of people that is more like me and my friends, like you guys. And they were actually having fun shooting people. And actually, like, I could definitely see it being one of our first experiences out there, which is we've got to go into the darkness zone and shoot people.
Yeah.
I could see Ben already. I need a sniper rifle. I'm going. Look, just give me a sniper rifle. Can I shoot that guy in the head? I want to kill someone.
I mean, I will say a couple of the points.
Does that guy have gear? Yes. Kill him, Chris. Go get the gear. Go. You know, like, go get it. I can see that happening already. Ben, you can too, and don't tell me you're not going to have fun doing that.
So, no, here's the thing. I have zero faith in Ubisoft to be able to pull this off. Like, if it were almost any other game developer, I would look at this and be a lot more excited. But because it's Ubisoft, my expectations are so low that, I mean, it's just...
See,
I want it to succeed. Like, don't take this as me saying I don't want the game to do well.
The only reason that I think this game is going to do well is because it's Ubisoft. And let me explain my reasoning.
Yeah, okay. Please do.
Okay, I did not buy the latest Assassin's Creed. Do you know why? I bought every other Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
They've ruined me. I had so little expectations for that part of Ubisoft. A lot of what they've done has been, but, and then they want to do a ton, and they always fail. They've been working on this game for so long.
How long have they been working on this game, Chris?
How long, Ben?
No, I'm asking you.
Years?
Yeah, because I want to compare it to how long they worked on a game like Watch Dogs, because they worked on that game for a long time too. And oh my God, Watch Dogs pretty much just took a shit on my eyes, essentially.
But didn't Watch Dogs changed? It changed. I thought it changed development teams halfway through. There was some sort of a development hell in the middle of it.
Oh, was that Watch Dogs?
Yeah.
All right. So new IP and tech was in development for several years, although development on the actual game began summer of 2012.
2016.
2012.
This game,
great.
2012.
Yeah. So this game has been developed, and it is their last shot.
Yeah, it is.
That's the point. This is it.
Okay.
Not only is it this is the last shot I'm giving Ubisoft for any game, period.
Yeah.
So they have to. You can't build up. What I didn't even play Watch Dogs. I refused. After the reviews came out, after everyone I've talked to, it was mortifying.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I was like, nope. Assassin's Creed, I'm not playing it, even though people said the last one is really good.
Yeah,
they have to earn it back.
I will say I was kind of disappointed in the way Watch Dogs ended up being, because they introduced some, like, I thought pretty cool technology in the game. Like, did you play Watch Dogs?
Yeah, I played Watch Dog. I mean, Watch Dogs.
Did you ever play with a friend on the mobile app?
Not on the mobile app.
Did you know what it was about?
The mobile app?
Yeah, like how you integrate it? So
I feel like I did use the mobile app.
Okay. So the funnest part of that for me, which I thought was cool technology, I get the rest of the game did not live up to the hype train, but basically what you did was you could challenge your friend and you would control the police and they were trying to get away from the police. And so, like, on the app, you could see a map, and you would, like, send helicopters, and you would send patrol cars, and you would try to, like, establish these roadblocks that your friend would have to, like, get around. And I thought that was really cool, because everything was happening live. Other than that, hype train kind of failed me.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Chris's argument of this being Ubisoft's last chance is the first argument that I've heard for this game that actually makes me think that, okay, maybe it won't be shit.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, watching... I mean, I know you didn't get to watch the betas, but I'm sure you've seen some stuff.
I've actually been watching stuff while we've been recording the show. So.
Yeah, and some of them are, like... Some of them that I found online kind of, like, annoyed me because they kept cutting.
Yeah.
And I think, like, Ubisoft put in restrictions for how much content they could show and all that other stuff. But there was one where the guy was like in the room playing with a developer, and it was like an hour long. It was like Angry Joe or something, and that was really interesting because he did ask him some questions about development, but it was also like, how do you do this? And you could actually see a full mission. That was the part that I was missing. Was like, how fun is this actually going to be as a mission?
Yeah,
and it's fun.
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, like I said, I want it to be good. Like there's nothing in me that says I want this game to fail. It's just my gut is telling me that it will.
Well, I like that they've already made modifications to make it better before it came out. So, like, this is what makes me feel good about it. Is it was supposed to be out last year, in like last February, and then no. And then they delayed it to continue to work on it. They canceled. I just found out, which I didn't know, that they canceled the companion app because it was going to ruin multiplayer mode, and so they canceled the drones that they were going to have in there, which it was something they were going to bring in, which seemed awesome.
It did. Oh yeah, I agree.
Now that you think about it, actually, yeah, that's pretty freaking ridiculous to have somebody like with a drone watching everybody going, But like they've already been working to make sure that it goes. I think it's going to be good. I think the point is, so Destiny was fun. People who are complaining that it's a hidden numbers game, which I heard people talking about, I'm like, you're stupid and don't need to play this type of game anyway. I like the fact that it's not just a straight shooter. I like the style of game. We all can agree on that.
Absolutely. So even more so, like one of the major concerns might not be with gameplay, but with developer support after the game is out. Something that's made Destiny so successful is that Bungie is sitting there reading every comment people say about the game. Yes. They have their community managers sitting in the Destiny the Game subreddit.
Yeah.
Literally reading every single post, seeing what people are talking about. And like responding to people. And I don't see any... I mean, granted, Bungie is under the Activision hat, but I don't see...
We have money hat.
I don't see
Ubisoft doesn't have money.
I don't see the developer of The Division being as supportive.
Well, we didn't see that from them before.
Well, yeah, and
see what? From who?
From Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, from Activision.
Prior to the launch.
It was...
this
was
like
new.
Reddit every day.
Bungie.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And I mean, the only way that they're going to succeed is if they take the community standards of people like Bungie or CD Projekt Red and put it into this game.
Yeah, I mean, one of the one where they were talking to the developer, it sounds like it's not necessarily a wait and go. Like they're fully willing to commit to it, but like if sales just suck, they can't dump good money after bad. I think it was just kind of the comment, and this is where like, I hope Ben's mindset and Citizen's mindset is actually the minority, because the last thing I would want to see is that this game like dies because people hold back, not because it's actually bad.
Yeah,
and I don't know, like maybe the time cycle's like long enough where as long as it gets critically like acclaimed and people say they love the game, there's enough time for people to buy in.
I think it's launching at the perfect time, because Destiny is at an all-time low.
Yes, it is.
And
why do you think I'm platinuming so many other games right now?
It is it's coming out on March 8th, right where everyone's going on spring break. So everyone's got time. All the kids have time. You have Destiny literally announcing we're not putting out any other major content until at least like next quarter. Mm-hmm. So nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the cool thing about this, and I don't know how much they're really going to build in. Like, I think I heard a lot of reviewers talk about how they like the fact that there is a story to some of this. And then I think the other thing is, I think they're probably, it sounds like what they're doing is leaving open expansions in the context of like other cities.
Which would be great. I would love to see other cities.
Yeah. And I like that you, You get your own home base, which is kind of cool to build up. Everyone's the boo, the base of operations. Your boo is your own. Mm-hmm. Even if you're in a part of a team, when you go back to the boo, it's your own.
Right. Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And
it's like customizing your own tower.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone gets their own tower.
Well, it's kind of cool because they were like, it's still like Destiny loot where your loot is instance created, but then like if you're in the darkness zone and you kill someone, that's public loot.
Right.
It kind of makes sense, like
Yeah.
So
it looks fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. I still don't have a lot of faith in the game, and I will say, I will
it's
say
going to be interesting to see.
If it weren't for the fact that Kenny was going to buy it, I probably would not play it right when it comes out.
Beta. Okay, I know we're getting to the end of time. Let me pose a hypothetical to you. You play the beta, you love it. Does this change your mind?
No.
Okay.
Because the way betas are now, they're not betas, they're demos. I hate that they're called betas because that is what they are. They are picking the nicest parts of the game and spoon feeding them to me. So I do not I don't judge a game by that.
Okay.
100%. And I do want to go ahead and close out the show. We could talk about the Division for hours just because of my point on the Division. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can find us all over the internet. Chris can be found at CB_Jedi, right?
Yes, sir.
That's where people can find you.
Every week.
No, it doesn't. That is it. It is CB_Jedi.
It used to be Chris Buonanni. It used to be Chris Buonanni.
Listen,
it's CB_Jedi.
There you go. That is it. I am the CB Jedi.
So whatever it says on the screen on the Twitch thing, that's not it. It's CB_Jedi.
Get it right.
You can find Sam Chen pretty much everywhere on the internet as DJ Fluffkins. Really, you can find him everywhere. He even bought that domain. You can follow me on Twitter at BRidiculous. It's BRIDDICKULOUS. You can follow everything Nerdy Nights related at nerdy_nights and on our website, nkrn.org. Remember, Nerdy Nights Radio is live on Twitch every Monday evening at 7:30 Pacific time, and you can be a part of the show by participating in the chat like Citizen PM, Recruit, Oxy Productions, and Me Call Me Chris. Thank you all for sitting in the chat and hanging out. Definitely stay tuned to our Twitter and website because Chris Buonanni and I have a new show that's going to air February 2nd on this channel at 7:30 Pacific time.
If you enjoy me yelling at Ben,
oh yeah, it's going to be great.
Stay tuned. Starting February 2nd, you're going to be able to hear that every week.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. And remember, you can also find the show in split videos on YouTube at nkrn.org/YouTube. You can also subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting subscription service of choice. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks again, everyone. It has been an excellent night, and I officially dubbed the Nerdy Knights of the Round. Go out and defend the realm of the Nerdy Knights, and until next week, remember, it's dangerous to go alone.